in the hospital?
A little over a week, I think. I think it was right at a week or maybe a little over.
I don't remember anything besides waking up at Grady.
All right, so the last thing you remember is leaving TJ's house.
Yes, ma'am. I faintly remember putting the keys in the ignition. That's about it.
We're watching the speeding trooper homicide case in Carroll County, Georgia. This is close to Alabama, that region of the state. And we have a moment in the courtroom that sometimes can come up in these cases when emotions start running high, when the judge has to step in and address it. If you were watching in the last segment, we were talking about how one of the victims' mothers was getting very emotional hearing the testimony from the last witness. And I think we can all understand why, and our hearts break for her. And in a court of law, certain decorum always has to be maintained. And as much as I think everybody watching wants to cry for her loss, crying can't happen in front of the jury to the point that it's distracting them or causing a scene and taking focus off of the testimony. So we see the judge here addressing this. Let's go in and take a listen together.
Feels themselves needing to take a break. Feel free to step in the hallway, step outside. You may get up and take a break at any time. That is something that I am 100% okay with. It is not disrupting. It does not disrupt anything going on in the court if you quietly take a break. What I will not put up with is a threat being made from one person in the courtroom to the other. It was reported to me when I took the last recess that there was a member in the courtroom of the audience who made threatening statements to another person in attendance. This is an open and public courtroom. The only people who will be removed from this courtroom will be by me when you cannot follow my instructions and directions. There will be no threats made from one of you to the other. At this time, I know the statement was made. I do not know who made the statement, but my court personnel does. If that is made again, whether it was the person who made the statement last time or someone else, you will be removed from this courtroom for the remainder of the trial, and you cannot come back in. I will not put up with people threatening or making threatening statements to anyone else in this courtroom. Are y'all ready for the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The Honorable Erica Tisinger presiding over this case. What a great judge here. So taking these things in turn here, you know, she gave the gentle, I would say the very gentle admonition, you know, to everyone in the courtroom that if you need to step out, by all means do that. Take a break. I am fine with that. It doesn't disrupt anything. Go do that, because she has to protect the sacrosanctity of the jury process, right? They can't be influenced improperly. And if somebody is bawling hysterically and making noise, distracting them, it's an improper influence. And so she handled that very gently. And then you saw, wow, she was upset. Rightfully so, as somebody making a threat at somebody else in the courtroom, making remarks, and what a strong, stern admonition that was, that is not to be taken lightly, not going to happen in the courtroom, comments like that. So let me get some reaction before we go back in, because they're waiting to bring the jury in. I want to bring back in retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. Your thoughts on how Her Honor handled these respective problems going on in the courtroom?
Well, I really appreciated her comments, Julie. When you look at a judge, you look to them to not only control the courtroom, of obviously understand the judge or understand the law and make rulings, but you have to keep control of that courtroom. And she put her foot down, but she did it exactly the right way. And I agree with you. She handled the sadness that is felt from these victim families gently with kid gloves, but still made her point. And she made it clear, you're not going to threaten in my courtroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a great judge, Jennifer. What a great judge. Hard to hear this case, I'm sure. You know, we talk about it from the perspective of the jurors, but the judge is a person too. She's going to go home to her family, and when you see such horrific things like this accident and so much emotion, it's going to be hard. And to be human, kudos to her, the way that she was gentle with with those folks. We are just about out of time for this hour. Court TV Live is going to roll on. Jennifer Coffindaffer, thank you so much. Be sure to catch Jen on her YouTube show, Break the Case.